Hi, this is Ruth Brown from Heavy Reading, part of Omdia, and today I'm with Sandro Tavares from Dell, and we're going to really talk about how quickly evolving the telecom landscape is. And I know you've recently launched a new program to kind of help and combat with that, so perhaps we can start with talking about that first.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, Ruth, for visiting us here. So yeah, the Open Telecom Transformation Program is the announcement that we just had last week. And it's really designed to help operators navigate the process of transforming into their architecture of the future, which we believe has to be a cloud-native horizontal architecture, right? So we understand that CSPs are at different stages of their transformation. Some of them are very advanced, some of them are still not even starting to think about it. And we believe that with this program, we can help them really identify what is their end state, the preferred end state for them, and navigate through all the process so they get where they need to be. And we're bringing basically all the expertise that we have from transforming other verticals, combining it with the telecom expertise that Dell has been developing in the last few years, and well, putting these to action to help our customers transform.
So you mentioned the customers being at different stages. Obviously, that is already one major, very complex challenge that you as Dell coming in to help them. But what other complexities are you seeing in terms of how can you get someone who comes to you with this hugely complex problems and they're kind of new into the ecosystem, how can you help them?
Yeah, well, one of the most important ones that we see is really a concern about risk, right? Transformation, of course, while it's an imperative, it's not easy in anything, right? So there is a lot of concern considering how critical the industry is about the risks associated with a transformation. So, and really, in some cases, really not knowing where to start is also a big challenge. So addressing these points is very important for our customers, is really where we are focusing. So sitting together, understanding where they are now, what is the end state that they need to get to, and then defining a plan on how to achieve that and working with them throughout this journey is really how we address these challenges, right?
How do you tailor programs to help CSPs modernize their network? What's Dell's recipe to help them achieve each step?
Well, the first thing is that there is no set recipe that applies to every case. So every case is different. So it always starts by sitting together with these customers and understanding where they are, right? And defining where they want to be. Then once we pass through this phase, then we start planning, okay, so what will this mean for this specific customer? Like, so what are the right solutions? What are the right steps that need to be taken for this transformation to happen? Then it passes through actually the execution of the transformation, and then once you go through that, then you get to like operating, life cycle, managing the new structure. And another point that is very important is like, usually when you're talking about transformation, there's a lot of discussion around the end architecture, which is important, of course, but like, how do you connect your future architecture with your operational model is even more important, because your operations are going to have to evolve together with your architecture. So working through that whole process is what we do as part of the program. Of course, every customer is going to have a different journey. Not all of them are going to need help in all stages, so it's all customizable to what they need.
So you've mentioned, obviously, every customer is different. And I think we know that because people are implementing different network cores, you know, they've got different approaches to the way they're rolling out their networks. So how do you look at each customer and what are the broad concepts to minimize these kind of risks as you start helping them?
So there's two angles for that. So one is like, first of all, making sure that their end architecture is a standard architecture, cloud-native architecture that basically it's there and creates a common foundation that any workload provider, any network equipment provider can integrate into. So that is one point. The other point is actually working in parallel to that and making sure that we are already working with the potential players that are going to be providing these workloads and making sure that their solutions are certified to run on our architecture. So we basically attack the issue through both angles, through both fronts. So we're working with the customer to define with them how this new open architecture is going to look like, and we're also working with their providers to make sure that their workloads are ready to operate in an open horizontal architecture. So basically attack through different angles, and we are leveraging the wide ecosystem of players, of telecom players that have been working with us since we started the telecom business at Dell, or transformed the telecom business at Dell, to really make sure that, well, everyone is ready. So we leverage our Open Telecom Ecosystem Lab, our Open Telecom Ecosystem community, to do this legwork before we actually get to the customer.
So Dell have got a suite of automation tools and applications that you can use. You've spoken about your partners. Is this the key play that you're using to kind of enable, operations just to go smoothly and to really optimize the way people run?
Absolutely. So when you talk about cloud transformation in telecom, well, you want to get all the benefits of the cloud, right? And part of that is your ability to actually automate a lot of processes, which is even more important in a world where these clouds, they are going to be extremely distributed, right? So we are talking about basically every base station in the future becoming a cloud point of presence, right? So how do you make sure that, well, these architecture actually continues to evolve, that basically any problem is actually tackled in an efficient manner, and that, well, basically you have really a cloud-like mode of operation. So it passes through automation, it passes through lifecycle management automation, and then the solutions that we have developed at Dell, like the Dell Telecom Infrastructure Automation Suite, for example, they complete this offering to deliver all the automation needs that our customers need for the infrastructure layer, and then integrating northbound towards the operation systems, the automation systems they're using for the workload level, to the CAS stack level, and so on. So it is really about leveraging our solutions and integrating with our partner solutions that are being utilized at the operator network.
So thank you so much, Sandro. It's really great to hear the insights about Dell's Open Telecom Transformation Program. It sounds like it's going to be very successful in cutting through all the complexity. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Ruth. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.